Hi, this is Joe Scott. Welcome to the Hound Business Spotlight. I really hope you enjoy this first business spotlight that I did with Rebecca the Urban Hound as much as I enjoyed interviewing her. So Rebecca Wilson of the Urban Hound, we're so excited to have you in the office today for the Hound magazine.
Thank you.
So a doggy hotel. People must think you're crazy.
They did think I was crazy.
And you did it early on.
I did. We've been open, the hotel part of the business, this will be 11 years actually.
Wow.
That we've been open.
11 years of a doggy hotel when nobody was doing doggy hotels.
Yes, in a part of the city where nobody wanted to venture to.
So why does your business exist? I know you started with dog walking, but what led you down to that path with dogs?
You know, I grew up in New Hampshire and knew that I always wanted to work with animals in some capacity, and moved to the city for college, never left.
Yep.
Was a graphic designer by trade, and then actually sold real estate. I worked for Coldwell Banker in the South End.
I remember that.
A long time ago.
ago.
And I couldn't find anybody reliable to come and take care of my dogs. They would say that they came to walk the dogs. They didn't come to walk the dogs. And so after a while, I just thought, you know what, let's try it. And then the hotel kind of developed because we just had so many clients that needed overnight care. And I was taking them to my house, and my wife finally was like, we need to not have so many animals in the house.
Yep.
So I just started thinking about the hotel, and it just kind of
Evolved from there.
It evolved from there.
What made you pick the South End in particular?
I lived in the South End, so it was just kind of a natural thing. I walked, when I was walking dogs, I walked in the South End and Back Bay, and it just worked. The South End was really desirable. And also, the South End is really the only place, especially at that point in time, that had any freestanding buildings that were even available.
Yeah, and let alone affordable.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing about owning your own business? I mean, I know it's the doggy hotel and the grooming, it's all about the dogs. You love the dogs.
Yes.
But what is it about the business besides the dogs that you love?
Wow, that's a tough question.
Yeah.
I love my employees. I love seeing the joy that they have working in this environment, you know, and I feel like we attract a very certain group of people. They're all very kind and very genuine humans.
Yeah.
And I enjoy spending time with them every day.
Nice.
And I still love coming to work every day, you know, and I don't think a lot of people can say that. I think, especially where I don't really have to do that every day, but I still, you know, I wake up every morning and still love to go to work.
So, you know, there's a lot of big boxes that are out there, especially since the whole industry has gone into a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you as the Urban Hound has that the big box doesn't?
One thing that we are told often is that, you know, we could have a client come to the door that we haven't seen in a few years. They could have moved and then come back, and we still know their face, we still know their name, and we still know their dog.
Yeah.
And we really pride ourselves on that. I do in particular. I know every single person that comes through my door. And I think that means a lot to people, that I every morning can say, good morning, Joe. How's Myron? How's Irving? Or if you're walking by,
Yeah.
I can lean out the door and say hi. And I think that is a lot different than a lot of the big box places that don't have that connection with their clients.
What is the funniest and or craziest thing that has ever happened in your business?
I walked these two little terriers. I loved them. They had been clients since I started walking in 2003. And one, he was so fresh, and he bit people all the time. He would just get their pants. Like, he didn't draw blood or anything.
Yeah.
But this is also when you wouldn't really walk over this section of, you know, the South End that much. And I was walking him one day with his little sister, and I'm like happy-go-lucky walking down the street. And he bit a homeless person, which that isn't the funny part.
No.
The funny part was that I then I literally ran to the ATM and got this gentleman like $300 cash.
Oh wow.
And he was so grateful. He was like, "Oh my God, you didn't have to do that." And I was like, "No.
Yeah.
I did have to do that. And can I buy lunch?" And it just, so it wasn't funny. It was crazy that this little tiny dog allowed me to kind of make a connection with this person that I never would have made a connection with. And I ended up chatting with him, and we actually, it just ended up being a really nice moment.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
it could have been an actual disaster. It was part of the reason, I don't know if you knew, we had teamed up with St. Francis House right before the pandemic hit.
No, I didn't.
And we had opened a space over there, and our whole purpose was to help people that were homeless, that were looking to get into the dog care profession.
Yeah.
We were trying to help guide them and to teach them and to be able to employ them, if not with us, with other dog care businesses locally.
Wow,
Unfortunately,
that's impressive.
yeah, it was a really awesome project.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, COVID hit, and then it just
Like a lot of things disappeared.
it disappeared. But the program was a really wonderful thing, and it excited me, But
Maybe you'll bring it back.
maybe, and it's that thing though that dogs bring people together and they help people. They're very therapeutic, and
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Our final question today is, where does Rebecca see the Urban Hound going in the future? Expansion, other neighborhoods, other cities?
It's funny you ask that, because pre-COVID, we had done the St. Francis House venture, and we were looking to expand. And now I'm not so sure. It's funny how things change. Like, I was ready to amp up and to kind of spread my wings a little bit more.
Sure.
And then COVID hit, and it gave me the opportunity to reevaluate the business and really change the structure of how I was doing things.
Yep.
And I'm enjoying it.
Yes.
I'm enjoying not being as busy and not,
As corporate.
yes.
Keeping it small,
yeah.
family-owned, run, feel kind of thing.
And it's been really nice. It's been really nice. So
love
I
that.
don't have an answer for you. Eventually, my long-term goals, I'd love to have like a sanctuary, my retirement,
That would
and
be fun.
be able to save all the animals from shelters and let them live out their last lives in green grass and a giant farm in Vermont.
Rebecca Wilson, founder of the Urban Hound, our first spotlight business on the House and Hound.
Yes, I'm very excited. Thank you.
So excited.